Hello everybody, a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us for our final offering of the day, your final hour of Craft Your Stash. These shows have had rave reviews actually over the course of the last few days. We've covered off all sorts. Loads of things that you guys always ask for, you know, finding out about all your ink pads, which ones you should use where and when, what they can do, all your different glues, from your liquid glues to your tape pens to your tape on rolls. We covered all that off. Had a brilliant show a little bit earlier on as well on the Gemini 2. Also covered off some of your manual machines as well. And if you go right back to yesterday morning, we were talking all about scoreboards. So if you have missed any of the action over the course of the last 2 days, do make sure you go back and watch it back. Probably the easiest thing to do is get over to YouTube, where of course you can make your own playlists. You can save the videos there. You can search for various videos, but pop these ones into like a little personal playlist, Craft Your Stash, and then you're good. You'll have all the questions answered on some of the most asked for things, which we've covered off over the course of the last few days. What we're going to be covering off in this show is all things embossing. So if you have any questions as far as that is concerned, get them in nice and early. The earlier you get them in, the more likely you have of us answering them. And as we said, Debbie has got loads lined up for you over the course of the next hour. So even if you don't have questions, hopefully she will cover off everything. And at the end of the show, you will be a lot more genned up in the world of embossing. Few quick hellos whilst Debbie gets ready. We can say hi to Jan, who's on the socials tonight. Debbie Wilson says hello. Debbie here from New Jersey. Hello, Debbie from New Jersey. Hello, Trudy Bickham, who says hello, everyone. Lynn Harvey says, hi, Ben, Debbie, the amazing team, the wonderful social superstar, and everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day. Valerie Pacini says, good morning from Glendale, Arizona. And hi to Love to Create LC, who says, hello, Ben, Debbie, Jan, and community and all. Louise Burton joins us again, and Karen Hogue says hello from Richmond, BC, Canada. It's a beautiful sunny 9 a.m. here on the West Coast. We'll say a few more hellos to you in just a few moments' time, but let's say the most important hello to the lovely lady to the other side of the studio who's just lining up her gilding wax. I wonder what she might be doing with that. Let's say hello to the lovely Debbie Robinson. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, she says. I'm like, I don't even really... 2-hour break that you may have got, Ben. I haven't had a sit down or nothing. I've not even had a coffee. I've got a coffee here ready.
You should come and join me in the Presenters Union, you see. We get breaks and stuff like that.
I know, you lucky devil. I've been trying to get ready for shows tomorrow, trying to get ready for this show now. I've got all sorts to try and cram in. I think sleep's for wimps, innit?
Yeah, sleep's for the weak.
Yeah, sleep's for wimps. Who needs sleep? Who needs that? No, I've got, honestly, this next hour, literally we're going to throw it over to you as well. So I've got some ideas of what I want to do about embossing, which is 2D embossing, 3D embossing, embossing with stencils, letterpress technique, embossing on different materials from leather to acetate to vellum to colour card to other things as well. But it is, of course, whatever you want to see, really.
Yeah.
So you throw those questions out. Any ideas that you want to say, anything that you want to just, you know, catch up on, just let us know, and I'll do my very best to sort that out for you in this next hour.
Yeah, the first sort of few shows were very, very busy with the questions. The Gemini show, less busy, but I think, again, Debbie covered off everything in that show and was very thorough. So I think she kind of probably gave you the information and preempted everything before you needed to ask the questions. But certainly with this show on embossing, feel free to ask away, and we can do things in the order that you want to see them. Hello to Alchep, who's joined us. Pat Demarest says, hello, Ben, Debbie, and everyone from an overcast New Jersey. I'm looking forward to this show. And Louise Burton says, yes, I like these shows. The more information you can give me, the better. Every day is a school day. The first thing we are going to do, we've got George, who's back with us at the business now. I'm really looking forward to this because George used to be George of the joystick, used to be pressing all the buttons, directing all the cameras, all that kind of stuff. He's in the producer chair. It's his second full show on his own. And we were just chatting in the gallery earlier on and saying, yeah, Debbie's got all these great demos lined up. First demo she's going to do, she's going to be doing embossing sandbag. I was like, what? Embossing 2D sandbag? He's like, yeah, embossing 2D sandbag. I was like, what's that? And he's like, you know, embossing 2D sandbag. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Yeah, you know, no, I don't know what that is. Turns out it's going to be embossing with a 2D folder, sanding back. No sandbags at all here. So no, we learn as we go. It's fine. It's all good. We couldn't work it out. Me and Johnny were trying to go sandbag. What does that sound like? Oh, sandbag. So that's what we're going to be doing, Debbie, first, isn't it? No sandbags, but sanding back.
You are awful to poor George. It's his first day back. And it's probably the way I said it. It's probably the way that I said that.
Yeah.
So,
Sandbag.
yeah, it is a normal thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, actually, I said 2D to him, but I might do it 3D as well because I've got both of them out. So, but it's using a sanding block with a really good quality, and any of our luxury linen cardstock would work really well with it. You'd get a different look though with a colour card, which we launched during
birthday,
which is like a it's like two colours in one, so that when you strip it back, instead of it being like a white core, you've got a colour to it. So that's why I thought well, bless Liam, fetched it out for me. So I am going to use my little trusty 2D embossing folder that I had earlier on in the embossing folder show.
Nice.
In fact, the Gemini 2 show, should I say. And all I'm going to do is just run that through with my 2D combination, which of course, if you're using an electronic die cutting machine, is just your two cutting plates. If it is your mid-D, it is your shim with the 2D folder and your cardstock, and run that through.
Nice.
See? You remember these things, Ben. I saw you then. You were remembering.
It's eventually kind of going into this small brain of mine. Big head, small brain. Rattles around in there, it does, like a pebble.
Now, I'm just going to quickly go in with the 3D, because I said I was going to do both. So I'm going to pop that 3D one in as well to bring up that. And again, 3D. Do you remember the 3D then, Ben?
Yeah, it's the plate, then you have the magnetic.
That's
and then you have the shim.
Which shim?
The plastic shim.
Yay!
And if it's in the MIDI,
go on then.
Just on its own.
Look at him. Got so clever with that one, didn't you?
Hey? Woo! I'm learning. We're
You're
all
on fire. You're on fire.
I am on fire.
You are on fire, yes. You've been listening. You have been listening.
Always listening to you, Debbie. Always listening. And watching. Always watching. Look at that.
Now, you can see the difference between the 2D to the 3D, but all you need to get is a sanding block. Now, we had, and I remember it was a standing block.
It was with the papers.
Yeah, with these.
With the colour core papers.
The dust cloth.
Yeah.
The dust cloth that you take off your dust
Might still be in stock.
Yeah. Oh, do you think it'll be still in stock?
Shall I have a look?
Who's going to have a little look?
I can have a look if you want. It's gone quiet in there. I'll have a look.
Bless him. Are you enjoying the noise of the sandbag?
I think he doesn't like it. I think it was a...
Oh, was that...
sanding... Oh. Sanding...
Try me other hand, because I've got a bit of a... That's better. I'm having a little... Oh, Debbie, you didn't want to do that. Don't be doing what Debbie's just done.
Sanding block and dust cloth is in stock.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yep, it's in
Fabulous.
stock.
You do need to apply a bit of pressure. I was just struggling with this hand at the minute, so I'm just going to switch hands. Not that I'm left-handed, but I can get a little bit more pressure down on that one. And it will depend as well on your sanding block. But the difference between the two, obviously this is just a one layer of sanding. Let's just take off the excess. Please excuse my little rip there. I think you've let me off with that one. Yeah. Oh, you can already see that, can't you?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And you just literally take off the top part of the core card. Wait a minute. Everyday colour core.
Thank
you. I can never remember the name of it. I just know I love the effect that it creates. And it isn't something that you're going to achieve straight away. It's like, can you see I'm working the areas?
Yeah.
And if you haven't got a sanding block, you can use, of course, sanding paper. But fine.
Very fine,
Very
yeah. If
fine,
it's too coarse, you're going to ruin it,
If you do the coarse stuff, that really hot, rock hard,
Very coarse.
Very coarse.
Very coarse sanding paper.
You'll get a complete, well, you'll probably rip your design off.
For $7.99 you get 2 sanding blocks and that cloth, so what are you waiting for?
Exactly. And that looks really nice. We'll come back to that in a second because I just want to get into the 3D one. Now, this big, don't do a Debbie.
Oh dear. Just
Took a great
rip.
big chunk out.
Yeah.
I'm a clumsy devil, I am.
What
I'm
do
a
you
clumsy
like?
devil. But yeah. Did you hear old Jamie in my ear then? Referencing my surname, my non-married surname.
Subtle.
Subtle. Did you not know that? Subtle. Yes, my dad used to say subtle as a sledgehammer. That's me. I am being subtle. Oh, I've done it again. She says, don't do a Debbie. Do a gentle tickle over the top. Would help if I got not pins and needles in my hands, but I'm going to switch hands
with
again.
sanding?
It's all right. I'm all right. I don't let it stop me from crafting, mister. I really don't. You know what I'm like, stubborn to the core, as well as subtle as a sledgehammer. But yeah, just literally just going to go over those edges, and I'm going to, because obviously you do get quite a bit of dust from your cardstock, which is why these are very useful.
Those cloths are great, aren't they?
They are. The cloths are really good for picking up
all
the
the
excess.
excess,
Just don't do a Debbie and rip out loads of rolls in your embossing. But the look that you can get and that you can achieve, let's just see if you can see there, looks absolutely gorgeous on your 2D.
Very
There
good,
you go, and it gets that second one. Now, if you use something that's got like a white core, so our regular linen cardstock, you can do this with, but you get a white core. This is colour core, I can never say it, colour core card, everyday colour core card, which has the secondary colour lying underneath. And then, of course, on your 3D, let's see if I can just show you a little snippet. Let me get that lined up for you. There you go. Yeah, and you'll get a different effect on your 3D because obviously 3D has a little bit more of texture to it. But yeah, I prefer, I'm not going to lie, I do prefer a little bit of 2D sanding back technique. Yes, sand back technique.
Sandbags,
yes. So that's one way that you can use your, for embossing to create some really lovely looks. Yeah.
Please say thank you to Debbie for all the info on the plates, says Isabel. I watched the last show and I got back from work and made so many notes. I'm going to pin them to my wall. Oh, and hi from East Kilbride, sunny and warm. Good afternoon to Julie Palmer. Julie's in Saint-Tropez. Julie!
What?
Julie! We are well, Gel. Thank you, though, for messaging us and hope you're having a fantastic time. Julie, you're normally in Ipswich, aren't you? So, I think... So, yeah, Saint-Tropez, Ipswich. Erica Johnson says, good afternoon, Ben, Debbie and everyone from Florida. Paul Prince is in South Carolina. And Stephen Nicole says, good evening, Ben and Debbie. Louise Burton says, I've not done embossing before. I need to know it all. Well, note the date of this show and save it to your playlist. Karen says, hello, Ben and Debbie and crafty friends. I'm loving these using your craft stash shows. Always learning. And Jenny says, good afternoon all from Brooklyn, New York. Loads of you with this, which is brilliant. And Lynn says, I've still got my original sanding blocks and cloths from when CC first released them many, many years ago. I think I've still got one of the colour core paper pads too. Hello, Linda Armstead in Maryland. And hello to Michelle, who says, good afternoon. I've got a first question in. It's to do with gilding wax. Are you coming on to that now?
Oh, I am. Yeah.
So it's from Lynn Harvey. Lovely Lynn. She says, love watching all these shows. Can Debbie give me a good tip for other ways to put gilding wax over embossed card without using fingers? I don't like the feel of the wax, so if there's any other ways that give great results, then I would be interested to know more of them. That's from Lynn. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Simple.
You can take, now in America it's called a Q-tip.
Oh, yes,
here it's called a bud.
Yeah, earbud.
Baby bud.
Yeah.
You can use cotton buds.
Right.
Or because I had a lady who used to come to Chesterfield and she never liked texture onto her fingers. So she never liked gilding wax. But she used to come to the classes and she used to don a pair of gloves. God love her. And also use implements like inking implement. You can get a control, but you have to make sure, the same way that you would dab off with your finger, that you would dab off any excess. So I'll show you that in a second, because that's what we're going to move on to next. Okay. By the way, Lynn, I haven't forgotten, something's coming in the post for you. just so you think that I've not forgotten.
Ah.
I have forgotten. I forgot it's upstairs in my craft room on my table, all addressed, labelled up and everything ready to go. Just haven't been to the post office yet. So 1,000 apologies. I will get that sorted when I'm going home briefly on Thursday.
Right.
Ooh, I'm not saying no more.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yes, we'll not say anything because it's...
What?
Oh, fine.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'll be back on Friday.
Back
so I'm not here
Friday.
Thursday, but I'm back here on Friday.
Yep.
I'm here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. I'm going to use one of our lovely latest, oh my God, one of my favourite embossing folders ever. The carved wood.
Sarah's favourite.
Adore this. So I am going to use Gilding wax. It's one of my, and I will never apologise for loving this technique because I absolutely adore it. And thankfully, Lynn's asked us to show you a different way that you can apply. So we'll do that as well. Now, 3D embossing folder, as we've just explained, cutting plate, plastic shim, cutting plate, magnetic shim, plastic shim.
Yeah.
If you find that's too much pressure, now what I didn't cover over in the last show with the Gemini 2 is sometimes embossing cardstock, depending on your cardstock, can split through your card. That's when you need to take out one of the platforms.
Right.
And that would be your magnetic shim on this occasion. And you could either substitute it with the metal shim, which is thinner, or a piece of cardstock over the top if you still want to get a bit of a 3D feel. Oh! I absolutely adore this embossing folder. I adore. It's just absolutely stunning. Now, the preferred method that I use is I get my finger into the pot and I dab off excess till it's gone to the... oh, my life, Debbie. What are you like? I'm not good putting that on because I know what'll happen. How did I manage to get it in the middle of my finger?
I have no idea. You must have caught it on the lid.
Honestly, sometimes I just don't think. But then again, just a little bit on the light touch across your embossed detail is such a beautiful effect and so effective. And it's honestly, it's like I said, I'd never tire of it because I think it can take an ordinary piece of cardstock and transform it into something really quite stunning. And
it's a great thing you're showing us here as well, and a great tip, as always, less is more, as we always say, isn't it? Because you can always add more if you want, but it's going to be nigh impossible to take away. So
Lynn asked about, you know, how other ways you can apply. And if Lynn, you don't like, and it's the same that I just told you, patting it into there, it's the same there. Now I can see I need a bit more, so I'm going to pat a little bit more down.
Sarah, not our Sarah, but another Sarah, says, I use a makeup sponge. The cheap ones from the dollar store are good for gilding wax. Yeah,
so our little sponges, they can do that as well. And I don't think, to be fair, there's much of a difference there at the moment. So whichever way around, Lynn, that you like, and if you don't like, you can control it still. You just need to dab it off the same way that I've just done with the finger. Yeah. To take off that excess. I know Sarah's done this before. I've seen her do this where she's popped it on there before, and you can still achieve that look if you don't want to get any of the gilding wax on your fingers. What I like to do is mix our gilding waxes. So I've got like quite a few colours on here. So I've got to go with, I think that might be King Gold. Yes, it is. So again, just taking over and mixing and matching your two colours, or 3 colours, or 4, or 5, because there are 5 gilding waxes. Yeah,
I think we've got 2 in stock at the minute.
Is it just 2 in the stock at the moment?
I want to say we've got a couple of the golds, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, always. Well, I mean, I know that a lot of people have already these kind of things in their stash. And again, just for Lynn, so she can see, you do exactly the same, but you're just applying it with an ink applicator.
Just the Empire Gold, apparently.
Just what, sorry?
Just the Empire Gold in stock, apparently.
That's fine. Just like I was saying with this, because we're calling these the Craft Your Stash, you may have already got all of these. And if you have, brilliant. Yeah. And if you haven't, there is still, you could still achieve this look with the one.
Good morning, Crafty Angie. Finally caught a live show, she says. Thank you, Debbie. I really appreciate you sending it to me, says Lynn. Sarah Legressley says, evening all, haven't watched for a while, work has gotten in the way. And Jane Adams' nightly joke says, hey Ben, what do you call a parrot that flew away? A polygon.
Away? What was that? What was that? What that? Start that again.
What do you call a parrot that flew away? A polygon. Polygon. Good that.
Yeah, Jane, I love it. Where do you get them from?
I like them though. I was so hesitant to use the gilding waxes. Now it's my favourite technique, says Carol. I still get a little heavy sometimes, but I do love it. I love using all three together. It brings out such a cool effect.
It really does. It really, really does. So I hope that helped Lynn out with, in terms of how you can apply it. Just get little ink applicator. I will tell you, better control with the circular one rather than the square when it comes to the gilding wax. So that's just my little top tip for you, just in case, because a square one, it can pick up quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then you put it down and you can end up with like, and the thing with gilding wax is once it's down, it's not going anywhere unless you take a little rubber or an eraser out to it, because you can do that as well. I'm just going to grab, now I don't have my cloth with me, so bit of tissue paper, and I'm not using my glasses cloth because I'll end up with smeared gilding wax lenses.
Well, you look nice, but you won't see where you're going.
Exactly. So you still need to do the buffing technique.
Yep.
Buffing, is that such a word?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Where you take the excess. And like I said, what you can do you know, like if you've got an area that, now then, where's my pencil gone? That you think, oh, I've been a bit heavy-handed, you can get an eraser or a rubber into there. Just mine's on the tip of my pencil. And you can take off. So you can get away with some of your mistakes if you've made some.
Can you wash the end of the dauber like you would do with your inks, or is it a case of...
Warm soapy water, don't put it in your washing machine.
Okay.
Not this time. I know I said it with the inks, but yeah, put it in some warm soapy water and you can still clean it. Yeah.
Okay.
But give that a good rub, and that just takes all the excess off, as you can see. But then you can create lovely, lovely vintage, and that's a gorgeous background. I'm going to stick that onto maybe a bronze background, and then put that onto the front of a card, a little sentiment somewhere. But gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful effect. So that's sanding covered, that's gilding wax covered. Ooh, I've got a list here, and we're still only 20 minutes in, so we've still got plenty of time, but I just need a couple of minutes to clear up because I've got a little bit of a mess.
Good opportunity to get those questions in, anything else that you want to see, but as you can see, like Debbie's got everything lined up and ready to go. Just nice to see that a lot of you love to use your gilding waxes with your embossing folders as well. Mary Beth Doyle saying that this is my favourite technique with embossing folders. My favourite folder too. It's a lovely folder, that, isn't it? The carved wood. Imani just saying, I really love the finish that you can get with gilding wax. And embossing folders as well are just so brilliant to use. You know, so simple to use, really quick and easy to use as well, no matter which machine that you're going with. And again, allowing you to make like really quick cards and projects as well. Julie, who does live in Ipswich but has a holiday home in Saint-Tropez. Oh, I'd love that. I would love that. George has just gone, send some pictures. I bet it is warm in Saint-Tropez today. What temperature you got over there? Boiling probably. But she also says embossed black card with gilding wax looks great for men's cards as well. Yeah, so a great way to be able to make more masculine makes using your black card. That is on the shop the day today as well. If you need to pick any more of that up, matte black card, we've got on a buy two get one free deal. Loads of goodies over on the website for you. And just to say, lots coming up tomorrow for you as well. Some really, really good shows tomorrow, including your 60-minute deals. Won't be able to tell you what's on that, of course, until tomorrow, because you know the deals go live before the hour, just before, and then disappear just after the hour. And then also tomorrow, we've got another Craft Your Stash. We've got your HSM preview as well, and Beautiful Beginnings tomorrow too. So it is a stacked day of shows. Should be brilliant. We are going to take a short break. When we come back, more inspiration and ideas with Debbie. If there's anything that you want to ask or know in the meantime, get those comments in. We'll see you in about 5 minutes.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go in the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi Crafty Peeps, Victoria here. I love Crafters TV because it shows you the best tips and tricks on how to use your crafty stash. It also connects you with people from all over the world, and nowhere else on Shopping TV you have the opportunity to live chat with other people from the other side of the world, for example, and laugh with them and be there for them when they're having a tough time. But also know that when you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go in the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well. And when you're having a bad time and not feeling well, when you're a bit down in the dumpster and you know Crafters TV is going to be on, there's going to be some laughters and there's going to be some fun. And the banter going on between the demonstrators and the demonstrators is just really fun and really good, and sometimes the only laugh you will get when you're not feeling well. So that's personally why I love Crafters TV the most. It's the connection, the personal connection with everyone that's involved in Crafters TV and all the other crafters out there. So thank you, Sarah, from the bottom of my heart for coming up with Crafters TV and for bringing all the good fun and all the crafty tips to us. Yes, thank you. Keep up the good work and I love you. Bye.
Uh, 26 degrees today, Julie Palmer says in Saint-Tropez. Wow. Well, we've got 28 here in Newton Aycliffe. What?
What was that?
What?
What did you say?
What?
How what?
26 in Saint-Tropez.
Oh, I thought you said outside in Newton Aycliffe. I went, you're joking.
No, it's 28 in Newton Aycliffe, isn't it, Debbie? Take your 26 in Saint-Tropez. We got no, we haven't. We got about 12. Warm. Hopefully having a great time. Pictures, please. Erica says, I use Gilding wax for my embossing photos all the time. So effective and quick. Beth says, good afternoon. Stephanie Theodos is in. And Brenda Stevens says, hello from the US of A. Just as we come back to you, Debbie, as well, Helen's asking whether or not you need to spray Gilding wax applications with hairspray as you do with glitter.
No.
No.
No. No. If you were using... What were the latest ones?
The pearl powders.
Pearl powders, then you have to set it.
But not the Gilding wax.
Because, not with the Gilding wax.
There's buff it.
Mica powder.
No, buff your Gilding wax.
Buff your Gilding wax.
Like
It's
you
been a
just
long
did.
day, Ben.
And
It's
that
been a
sets
long
it.
day. I do apologise. Yeah, buff the gilding wax. You're absolutely fine. You don't need to set it. And to be fair, it's got that lovely metallic finish to it. So
Yeah.
it doesn't need anything else added to that at all. So yeah, you don't need to set that. That's fine. And once it's there, it's not going anywhere.
Cool. I've just put my heating back on, says Patricia.
I did that the other night.
I know
Sunday
you
night.
said central heating on.
I was freezing Sunday night. I'd got my big, thick gown on, my fluffy socks, sat wrapped up and sat on top of the radiator.
Sat on the top of the radiator.
Absolutely, my chair's right next to the radiator because I go I'm either very, very hot or I'm very, very cold. Very cold.
I'm just nice today, actually, Near. Normally it's very cold or very hot, but I'm middling, which is quite nice. Anyway, we're up to date with the comments, up to date on the questions. What do you want to show us next, Debbie?
Letterpress technique, love
yes.
letterpress with your inks, which will lead me into doing a bit of stenciling as well. We're going to do some stenciling. Now, you're probably thinking, Debbie, it's not a stenciling class. It's no, but I'm going to show you how to emboss your stencils as well, just to recap, because we did get asked the same question.
Yeah, we did.
Covered it in the show, but I'll redo it in this show. Now, letterpress technique, 2 effects that you get depending on where you put your ink and what kind of ink you use as well. So I've picked a pigment ink, and I've also got the same colour in the water reactive, and you get 2 very different kind of looks. So I think what I'll do is I'll do both. Now, normally, and I will be totally honest with you, I apply a brayer, use a brayer. Now, we have a brayer in our crafty stash. I think it's quite a nice big brayer. Oh, it sounds wrong when I say it.
Big brayer?
I'm so sorry. It sounds really, really...
No.
Do you know what I mean? Brayer.
Big brayer?
A big brayer.
Yeah.
I know, and I can't find my brayer.
Oh, no, it was here. We had a brayer in the studio, but that went walkies.
Yeah, I know, but never mind, because you can just directly go over. But use your tip of your ink pad to get, to the little bits that, because this is a 3D embossing folder. So to get to those little nooks and crannies, just so that what I would call the first layer of embossing, just take the tip of your ink pad and tip it up so that you can get into absolutely every single area, okay? Now, instantly, you can see there's a bit... Oh, Jamie, that was very close. I quite like that. That looked really good. But, yeah, instantly, if I just lift it up forward just for a second, it'll stay wet because it'll not dry off. But I think you can see the difference between the two.
Yeah.
And you'll see a difference when we do some embossing on this side as well, okay? Because emboss and deboss, both equally as nice. I just saw, though, because Jamie did his excellent camera work, I saw a little bit that I missed, and I'm sure it was that side. So I'm going to go back over. There it was there. There we are. Perfect. I thought I saw it. There we go. And then you pop your cardstock in. Now, water... Oh, I'm doing it again. Oh, do you know, Debbie, you and your... I am so messy. I am a proper messy Betty. I'm just going to grab an ink, just to take off the excess ink, because I am incredibly messy. But what we're going to do is, we're not going to use that piece of cardstock now, we're just going to pop that one in. You're going to just decide where you're popping your cardstock, place it in there before you do anything, fold it over, and then you'll see quite visibly 2 different looks that you are going to get when you emboss this. So from your deboss to your emboss side, 2 very different looks. And I absolutely love, again, another technique that I adore. It is a 3D folder, this one, because this is one of my very old garden ones that I had from many, 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 many moons ago. But it is 3D, so it's a 3D plate combination. And we're going to pop that through. I've even got gilding wax all over me thumb.
Well, it shows you're having fun,
I've got it
doesn't
absolutely everywhere. Ink, gilding wax, the lot. What else am I going to be doing? And then when you wait till you see this.
Oh,
Absolutely stunning. And the rays, so this is the embossed side.
Yeah.
So when it's embossed, the ink, it's the background and leaves the white parts white.
So you'll get the flowers colour the other side, won't you?
And then on the other side,
yes,
it leaves the background white, and then all of the deboss is inked. So it looks really, really effective. And I love the letterpress technique. I can never work out which one I like best when I see it like that in a really strong colour. It's just absolutely beautiful. And that's a water reactive ink pad, guys. That's
Yeah.
not, you know, that you can use opaque pigments if you wanted to push. You can use your, I'm just checking my elbow there. You can use your quick dry. Thank you, Jamie. You can use quick dry because obviously, as I've said many a time, the quick dry is only quick when it hits the paper. When it's in something like this, it stays wet. So you can use your quick dry as well. You can use your duet ink pads. Do you know what looks really nice when you mix your colours? So do you know when you like put a couple of different colours, like so maybe parakeet with a bit of crushed velvet, or fuchsia and parakeet, or fuchsia and crushed velvet.
Yeah.
You can tell the colours I kind of like, can't you? But that looks really effective as well. And many of us here in the team do that, so you can actually create a lovely like ombre effect in your letterpress technique. That was just showing you in the one colour, but you have a little play with it because I promise you, you will absolutely enjoy that a lot. To clean it, just give it a nice spritz with some water, or pop it into some warm soapy water to get off the excess ink, because if you don't, guess what will happen the next time you use that?
Gonna come off again.
You'll probably get a secondary
Yeah.
ink in there. So just remember to do that. And you can do that with a 2D folder as well. It does not necessarily have to be a 3D. With the 2D, do you know how I was dipping into the nooks and the crannies? You don't have to worry about that with that one, because it's just that one level of embossing, so yeah. And then we'll do the embossing with stencils. I'm just going to cut myself some cardstock, Ben, so I don't know if you've got anything over there with any more comments.
Okay. Hi to you, Pebbles, who says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all having a super crafty day. We've only got 15 degrees, says Isabel Laird, but that's warm for us. Is that East Kilbride? I think it must be warmer than 15 degrees out there today. It is really warm. Popped out for 5 minutes earlier on, so it's all right. It was just cold on Sunday, though, definitely, about 8-9 degrees. This country's crazy, isn't it? We have like 25, 26, 30 degrees in London on Wednesday, and then we'll have like 8-9 degrees on Sunday. It's just bonkers. Love the letterpress, says Pebbles. With the CC 3D embossing folders, I use a brayer too. Tony's Eagles says, hi, crafty friends from MD, taking a little break from work. Looks nice, Debbie. And Paul Prince says, you may be messy, but you get great results. I wear ink and waxes every time I sit at my table, says Carol. Seems like it's even when I don't work with them. There's a question from Sandra who says, when using shaving foam for backgrounds, what cardstock is the best to use?
Perfect. Shaving foam, depending on the ink that you put in there. Mind you saying that, I use watercolour pots.
Liquid
inks.
Yeah.
Liquid watercolours. Sparkle pens, they're all water-based. So to get good results, watercolour cardstock is fabulous. But as I've shown you many a time, I've done the shaving foam technique. You can use your multi-purpose cardstock.
Worked on the photo paper.
We did the photo paper.
That was amazing.
Looks stunning, didn't it, on the photo paper? We did that one. We also did it onto Centura Pearl. Oh, and on Centura Pearl, takes your breath away because it's got that pearlescent finish to it. So there's lots of cardstocks. Don't automatically think you've got to put it onto just watercolour cardstock, because I think me and you did that the last time we did the shaving foam technique, and we tried lots of different ones. The one that it didn't work on, do you remember?
No.
Black cardstock.
Oh, yeah. Did we?
Yeah, we tried it on black cardstock. Do you remember?
No, I don't.
Yeah, we tried it on black and it didn't work.
And just one quick question before we move on, from Jane Adams, who says, could you put pearl powders over your embossing folders?
Yes. Now, ooh, Jane. Have we got any?
Not in the studio, I don't think. Might be one for another day. Oh,
stay there. I'm going to see if we can find some. I'm going to get... Is it Matty?
yes.
All day I've been wondering who this young boy is.
It's me, Debbie.
And then it dawned on me, it's the new boy. I'm like, I can't believe. I just thought it was some random young lad that they got on work experience.
That's me, Debbie.
I wonder if Matty could try and find me some, because you need this. The watermark, translucent clear, ink pads that you could do the letterpress technique with that in there instead of the ink. You could use that inside and then scatter your colour creations powders over, is it colour creations?
powders.
Pearl powders, thank you. And then create that look and then set it. But if he can get me some, I'll do that for Jane. I'll do that for Jane.
Okay.
What I'm going to do now is just continue while we try and find that for you, Jane. I'm going to show you the embossing of a stencil again. Now, in the earlier show with the Gemini 2 show, I did it onto some mirror card and matte mirror card as well, which looks really nice. But you could do it through white cardstock and then use it the same way that you would use a stencil with your inks, which is what I'm going to do on this one. So for that combination again, cutting plate,
Yep.
stencil on top of your cardstock, and I'm going to just secure that down with, she says, I think I've chucked all my low tack tape away. It's a good job I've got a craft room full of it. Just pop that onto there, just to secure it down. The rubber embossing mat goes onto the top. Then the plastic shim, not the magnetic shim. And then the other cutting plate goes onto the top of that. Now I am going to show you how you can also emboss, which we're going to cover, how you can emboss your metal dies.
Yeah.
And all your metal dies that you've got, you're going to be able to emboss with them, which we didn't get round to doing in the Gemini 2 show.
No.
Because this kind of overlaps into the world of embossing, we thought, oh, that would work really well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to keep that in place just for a second, but I'm just going to give you a little sneaky peek. Can you see that? Let's just see if you can see it at the front. I do apologise, Jane, because I've done it on white cardstock. Can it pick it up?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it will emboss. Now, obviously, it looks really effective, and that's why I normally do it into mirror card, because it looks really effective. But then you've got, like, where you could take your embossed detail. I'm just going to hold that down. And then let's grab, we've got parakeet, so we might as well use parakeet while we've got that there. And do you think a bit of crushed velvet? Bit of lemon?
Lemon, yeah. Lemon tonic.
Bit of fuchsia?
Yeah.
I think that's a bit too harsh.
Lemon tonic, fuchsia,
I
parakeet.
think that'll do, won't it? Now, I know that that's already embossed, so I don't want that to move. So I'm going to pop that back on there just for a second. I just need to hold my stencil into place, and it moved just because I was a bit clumsy there. But let's grab a couple of little... Let's go in and add... Look at that. Johnny's coming to the rescue.
Producer Johnny, look, working in Prodco.
I know.
Look at him go. Multitasking.
A man of many talents he is.
He is
a man of many talents.
Many talents. Multi-talented. That's what I always say about him.
Well, he's not called the grandfather of craft for nothing.
No, he isn't.
Oh, who calls him Big Pops?
Me.
Oh, is it you?
Yeah, Big Pop. He's got so many nicknames.
He has. He's
Big
the grandfather
Pop,
of
grandfather
craft. Grandfather of crafts
Big,
to me.
the big dog.
The big what?
The big dog.
The big dog?
Yeah. What else do we call him? Cheggers.
Cheggers? Are you saying that he looks like Keith Chegwin?
Les Dennis.
That's hilarious.
It's all said with love, though, of course.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Oh, Big Pop. What a ledge.
Oh, I love
Legend in
it.
his own lunchtime.
What was that?
A legend in his own lunchtime.
He is a legend in his own lunchtime. You have got some crackers saying, you have.
Dear. He's brought in the pearl powders. Jane says, thank you, Debbie. You are awesome. We will squeeze that in before the end of the show for
and
you, Jane.
I will squeeze that in for you, Jane, especially as you simply asked that question, and I will do that for you. Because I'm literally nearly at the end of this one. I'm just going to add my last colour. And I've literally taken one dauber. One dauber, and I'm using it for everything.
Debbie, so glad you're crafting with your older stash, says Stephanie, reminding me to use my older stash for them as well.
You know, we forget, don't we, about his old stash, and it's why I keep it all in my little box of I call it my Gemini box. But it's nice to use it, because this is the thing, we buy things and put it in boxes, we never use it. I've been there, I've done that, I know what it's like.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have these shall we call them refreshers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll call them refreshers.
The lovely
there we
selection
go,
of
lift
colours.
that off.
Yeah.
And not only have
Boom.
you got a lovely stencil effect, but when you run your finger across, it's texture. So much gorgeous texture. And actually, if I just show you there, you can see it's nice and raised. I don't know if you can see that. I wish, yeah, you can see it raised. But you've still got the deboss side as well. So you've got that deboss. So yeah, that's how you would use a stencil. Right, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to get ready for the colour no, I keep calling them colour creations, Debbie. They're not colour creations. Pearl powders. Thank you, Jamie. Pearl powders. And then, then I'll show you how to stencil with your dye, emboss with your dyes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right, got 15 minutes, so last chance saloon to get in any questions. Fire those in. We can say hi to Michael Adams, who says good evening, to Ben and Debbie back from bird watching, just in time for the show. We have had a couple of questions which I can ask Debbie in just a few moments' time. Thank you, Debbie, says Jane. You are awesome. And don't forget, more Craft Your Stash shows coming tomorrow. As I say, we kick off with a 60-minute deal show. Then we've got an hour break into an hour of Craft Your Stash with Debbie. Then you've got an hour and a half HSM preview with me and Sarah from 3 o'clock through to 4:30 UK time. And then tomorrow night, 5 till 6, you have got Beautiful Beginnings. So it is a jam-packed show. Lynn says, wow, hearing Cheggers reminded me of Cheggers Plays Pop.
Yay!
Yes, all the great shows. Quick question from Crafty Angie. When working with shaving foam, is there a way to remove the coloured foam other than scraping it off? I bought ready-made fans and want to colour with the shaving foam technique. But how do I remove the colour foam with the ridges on the fan?
On a 3D thing, it's a bit difficult. Yeah, because you've got to have that. It's got to be. It has got to be scraped off. It's got to be taken off for that marbling effect to take shape. I've never tried it on a 3D item before because I've normally done it onto flat and then made 3D. So I've made 3D flowers before with it, butterflies, all that kind of thing. So I think it's a little bit more trickier. And and in all honesty, you're probably off way better with the marbling kit for that sort of thing. Yeah, I'll be totally honest with you because you've got to do the scraping.
Yeah, that's going to be impossible across like the jagged edge.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That was a squeaky squeak.
What that?
Just went straight through me, squeaky squeak. I think it needs oiling because it just went straight through me.
Loving all the techniques, says Stephanie. Let's get back to them. So we're going to look at the pearl powders in just a second for Jane, who wanted to see the pearl powders through with an embossing folder. Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah. Now I want the raised elements. I'm going to go back to that carved wood again. Just remember it. That's the cutaway. That's the raised. Perfect. Now with this, in fact, you know what? Should we do both? Should we do both out again?
Oh, why not?
Oh my life! What the heck?
Oh,
not
dear.
me. Not me.
I think that's the one that got expelled from the studio. That one.
It got expelled from the studio. It's found its way back in. And guess what?
What?
All the others have gone missing out of the studio. What on earth? Let me see if it's still sticky. Yeah, it's fine. Note to everybody who's watching, it was not Debbie.
No, it wasn't.
I just found it like that.
Yeah.
Who was here last? Lily, it's your fault.
Yep.
I'm straight in there with the blame game today.
That's it. She don't care. She don't care.
I love it. We all do it, don't we? We all do it. I've heard the guys.
You've been blamed before. Sarah's been blamed.
Sarah's
Craig,
blamed
Debbie.
me loads of times. Yeah, she has.
So it's all said with love.
Of course it is. Now, it's the same way that you would do it with your ink pads. I'm just dabbing it in, though, because I want to try and get in every single nook and cranny on both sides. I'm going to go with black cardstock, because I think the black might make that pop a little bit. So I'm just going to pop that into there.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that again, the same way we've been doing it. So it is... got everything. Look at me. Look at me. I start off tidy and then end up in a right old Tiswas.
So you've just applied the ink pad first off, yeah?
What was that? Sorry, Ben.
You've just applied the ink pad first, that's all.
Yes, so the ink, it's the same way that I just did the letterpress technique.
Right.
It was an old game show that I said then, did you hear? Did I thought the reference? You've been...
Yeah, it's Chris Tarrant.
Tiswas, yeah, do you remember it?
Yeah, well, I don't remember, I wasn't, no, I do know of it, but I was...
What was that? You was going to say, what was you going to say?
Well, it was on before I was born.
Was it?
But yeah, that was 70s, Tiswas, wasn't it?
All right, then, just because that...
It was Chris Tarrant.
All right, Ben, all right.
Okay.
Oh, my
Welcome to Tiswas. Okay, Debby.
That's good. I quite like that.
Chris Tarrant.
Right, so that's got the sticky ink on. It has
Yeah.
actually got it on both sides. So it's on the raised element on this one, and on this side it's on the flat part. But we'll give it a go on both sides.
Yeah.
I've got Johnny's found with the metallic melodies.
Prodco Johnny.
Prodco Johnny, yeah. I'm just going to put a bit. Don't ask me what's got in the middle of there because I
Oh.
don't know what I used it on, but literally these are beautiful. Now our producer George, obviously it's his first day today,
Yeah.
and he wasn't around when we launched these.
He
Oops.
wasn't.
And you only need a tiny bit, by the way, not the bits that Debbie's just throwing down any old how. You have a sieve. There is a sieve that you could use if you wanted to use that as well. But
The disperser.
a disperser, I like
Yeah.
it.
Look at that. Just a little bit.
A little bit, not like a Debbie heavy-handed. And I am being... Literally, I'm going to put some more of that pink. I love that pink.
Last 10 minutes, the last chance to ask any questions if you want
Now
to
then,
ask.
where's my
Do it
fan
now.
brush?
Get your fan brush out. Here we go.
Now, I dab it in mine.
Yes. Some people sweep, don't they?
Some people sweep like this, but I dab.
Yeah.
I like to push it in.
You dab.
I do. Are you dabbing over there?
Yeah, remember that used to be the move back in the day, didn't it? Dabbing. It was an American footballer, wasn't it, who did the dab, I think? I can't remember. About 20 years old, though, dabbing. Probably
Is
why
it?
I do it. No, maybe 10 years old. Yeah.
Crikey.
Kids don't do that anymore, bruh.
Oh, they do all sorts now, don't they? Have you seen? Do you look at TikTok?
Do I?
All sorts of crap.
I'm
You
not-
don't?
I'm not trendy enough for TikTok.
You're not?
Nah.
I think you are.
I think I'm on too many social media
Oh,
things.
I want you to do a shimmy with me tomorrow.
A what?
A shimmy.
Why?
There's a new trend.
Oh,
And I want you to do it with me. I don't want to do it on my own. It's only 15 seconds, Ben. It's
Is
15
it?
seconds of your life. I mean, come on.
What, and we're shimmying together?
Just shimmy, yeah. Do a bit of shimmy. Yeah.
The
With-
trick
to a
is to
bit of
try and come
music.
up with the new trend that everybody else copies, isn't it? That's the trick.
No, I know, but would you help me out with my shimmy?
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see. Me and Craig copied. Well, that was again Craig. We did a tortilla slap, and we hit each other
Lord
with
in heaven,
tortillas.
you two get up to so much mischief.
Yeah.
You
he
really do.
He sends me TikToks all the time, going, "Oh, we must do this. We must try this." So.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope you haven't sent you the shimmy one because you're doing it with me.
No, I haven't seen the shimmy one.
That's okay then.
No.
Now, I've just taken, so that I think you can see two different effects that you're getting. So this side, where the black is practically the clear bit like it
Yeah.
was. Let me just show you there. Like on that side, so the white bit, so it's the black bit. And of course, you can do this on white as well. And then on the other side, it goes onto the inside
Oh wow!
parts.
Yeah, nice.
And now, this is the one that you need to set, Jane. So this is the one that once you've literally done it, you can either squirt it with a little bit of water to set it. I personally use a very cheap hairspray and just coat it. You can use our varnish. Of course, our varnish will give you a gloss-like finish, but bit of water, spritz it with some water or set it with some hairspray. Yeah. I'm going to get ready for embossing with your dyes. So I'm going to get ready for that one. I'm just going to clear up all my little
right.
pearl powders. I'll be back in a minute.
We've literally got about 5 minutes left, so this is your final call for any more questions. Loving all these techniques, says Stephanie Theodos, and Colleen says, another show I've enjoyed, been listening and watching whilst doing some work. Thank you, Debbie and Ben, for some great shows the past 2 days, as always. Yeah, we're going to do some embossing with dyes in just a few moments' time. As I say, if you're with us tomorrow, 4 shows to look forward to. We are super busy. 60-minute deals, make sure you're in. So no wake-up call tomorrow. 60-minute deals will be that first show, midday UK time, 7 a.m. if you're Eastern, 4 a.m. Pacific. And you know the drill there. Those deals are always insane because they drop about 5 minutes before the show and then they're off literally 5 minutes after the show. So make sure you're in for that. Debbie's got a crafty stash in between times. Then we've got the 8 to 10 preview show for our US customers. Tell me, the deals that we've got to preview for you, you are going to absolutely blooming love. And then tomorrow night, beautiful beginning. So we are going all back to basics for you, as we love to do on a Wednesday night, just for an hour, 5 through till 6. All right, I feel like this is probably going to be the final demo of the show, but yeah, why not? You emboss with your embossing folders, but did you know there are a lot of dies that you can get your embossed detail with as well? And let's see how we do this with Debbie.
Yes, so we talk about dies and die cutting, and it's a bit similar to like what Craig does with the foil press, where you can foil press your dies onto your there rather than die cutting. And you can do the same with your dies. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. So I've taken, and you may recognise the die from earlier, it's still got bits in, don't worry, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. Because what I'm wanting to do is create an embossed detail. Now, I've got to make sure I've got my little list, because we keep doing this technique and then I completely forget about this technique and then I have to go back. So I've wrote it down and it's going in my little box.
Okay.
So I'm going to put my die face down into that gorgeous satin card. You can do this on any kind of card, but I'm going on the satin. I'm going to flip reverse it. And I'm going to hold it down again with a little bit of low tack tape, just because I don't want it to move in this process. In fact, let me just put that on there. I'll do it that way, that's better. There we go, just hold that down.
Yep. So
it's not moving. So that's going to go down. It's pretty similar to a stencil, okay? So plate, your cutting plate, your die with the cardstock on the top, and then the rubber embossing mats. Now I bring in, and there's two things you can do here, and I'm going to, in fact I've got time to do both, so I'll do both. So I'm going to bring in the metal shim, and then the magnetic. At this point you can substitute this with cardstock.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go in with the magnetic for a deep emboss, and then the other cutting plate on the top, okay? So run that through. And you may a little bit, and you're probably thinking that's probably cutting, but don't forget it's in the rubber mat. So once I've cut it, it's going to give it a deep emboss. So when I take that off, and I'll just show you the other way as well, so that we've got the two ways to show you. Let's just take the tape off. And you've got a lovely detailed,
look
but not
at
a
that.
die. It's not a die cut this time. It's an embossed feature.
Nice.
Okay. Now you can go for a faint effect. So I've got time just to quickly show you the faint effect.
Yeah.
So we'll do that because I've got another sheet of cardstock. I've got my die. I'm going to put that back on. So it's exactly the same way.
Yep.
So I'm just going to hold it down with a bit of low tack tape. I'm going to pop that face, so the die blade's facing up into that cardstock. I'm going to put that rubber embossing mat, like I did with the other one. I had the metal, didn't I? And then I had the magnet over the top of it, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to do a faint one. Okay. So I think I've got my, where's my shim gone? I've got my shims, there they are. I'm just going to have a shim of cardstock. Let me see if I've got it there. There it is. I wonder where it were. Of 300 GSM. Okay, over the top of that. And then instead of the magnetic, it's just that cardstock with the cutting plate on the top. And you'll see the two side by side. Because me and Jamie were having a little play before the show. We love a little experimentation. Because we both forgot how to do it, didn't we, Jamie? But yeah, it's just nice to have a little play. But you get a different look altogether and a more fainter look. So if I just put those side by side,
brilliant.
That creates a lovely faint, so nothing's die cut, there's no die cut pieces on there. And shall I do it that way for you, Jamie? There you go.
Love
so
it.
You can see, and of course I've got it onto a satin card, so you can do that on white, on black, on gold, on any kind of texture. But if you want that deeper one, then the first one that I told you, which was platform for a deeper, almost, I mean, that's really embossed. And that's your plate, your die with your paper on the top, the rubber, the metal, the magnetic, and the cutting plate. If you don't want that, take the magnetic out, put a sheet, maybe two tops to get another deep one. But yeah, so there's two ways that you can do it. So every single die you own, now you can emboss with. So we've covered embossing with dies. We've covered, oh, where's it gone? We've covered quite a bit. Bit of pearl powders in there. We've done stenciling using a stencil and then inked over the top. We've done a bit of letterpress technique on both sides, so you get two different looks, deboss, emboss. We've done a bit of gilding wax, and we've done a bit of sanding on 2D and 3D as well. So we've done quite a bit. The other things that I didn't get round to were the vellum and the acetate, but you can of course do that with any of your embossing folders. And we've had shows quite recently. I think Deb's did a craft together with embossing, and I think she did emboss onto vellum. I think Lily's done some embossing onto acetate quite recently as well. So lots of things that you can do with your embossing folders. I hope I've just given you a little bit of a push to use your stash that you've got at home as well.
Massive thank you to Debbie. What a brilliant show. These Crafty Stash shows you guys have absolutely loved. Another one coming tomorrow with Debbie, so look out for that. Big thank you to all the team today. Thank you to Johnny. Thank you to George. Thank you to Jamie. Thank you to Jan. Thank you to Radical Rachel. Thank you, of course, to Debbie. Thank you guys for watching at home as well. It's been a fantastic day. As I say, tomorrow, jam-packed. First show, 60-minute deals. Be in nice and early. There will be some sensational deals for you. 1 hour, that's all you'll have. Grab them before they disappear. Then, following that, at 2 o'clock, you'll have Debbie with Crafty Stash. And at 3 o'clock UK time, you'll have me and Sarah for an hour and a half's HSN preview. That's 3 through till 4:30. And then tomorrow night, live at 5. We've got Beautiful Beginnings. So it's a jam-packed day. Whatever you're doing for the rest of your Tuesday, have fun. And Debbie and I and Sarah will see you tomorrow here on Crafters TV. Until then, thanks for watching and bye for now.